A few months ago, I took up as a challenge to take cold showers every day. It's quite fashionable right now. You might have heard about it in the form of the Wim Hof method, but there are various ways of looking at it. But essentially is that one pays more attention to one's breathing and one builds up one's cold resistance by exposing oneself to cold water. Now, there are 2 points to that, that I would like to make. One is that in itself is a good thing. There are a bunch of health benefits to that. It's good for the immune system, it reduces inflammation, and increasing cold tolerance allows for the body to more easily adjust itself to different temperatures without getting colds and things like that. So that's a good thing. Look into it if you have a chance. The second point is that any challenge that you pick up or any new adventure or thing you want to learn, there are obstacles to it. It's not just that you go and do it and then you're done. It's not either that you go and try to do it and decide, no, that doesn't work, it's not for you. There are obstacles, there are difficulties, there are things to learn in order to do that. So this cold thing has been rather difficult for me. Before starting, just the idea of cold water is one of the worst things I know. What I absolutely hated would be if anybody would splash cold water on me, even if we're in a pool already. I absolutely hate it, or I did. So just forcing myself to take a cold shower was in no way easy, and I started slowly by just taking a shower and then turning the temperature sort of down. What I perceived as all cold, but it was really just half the way down, which already was a huge shock for me. I was breathing heavily and very uncomfortable, only being able to do it for a few seconds. So then I gradually extended that so I could do that longer, or I stayed with it until it became, okay, this is okay. And it was weeks before I got the courage to just turn the heat all the way off, so the water was completely cold, which is in no way ice water. When I measured it, it was around 11 degrees Celsius, which is very cold, but it's not like swimming between icebergs in the Arctic or anything like that. Anyway, gradually I increased my resistance so I could also feel okay with that. At first, that water felt like just non-stop pain, like needles in my skin, and I could only last a few seconds, breathing heavily still. But it got to the point where I could become okay with that, where that became actually quite pleasant. Now yesterday I did it for 5 minutes with the coldest water in the faucet and feeling really good about that. So the point is that if you face the challenges that are there along the way and you overcome them and adjust to them and learn from them and find out how they work, you might actually get somewhere. Most journeys have some difficulties and some adjustments required, and one needs to go through with them to get there. Of course, you need to choose your journey well to actually do something that somehow is worthwhile. But if you are on the right journey, the answer is usually to deal with the obstacles that you encounter along the way, overcome them, find out how they work, and to get to where you want to go. And that's the point of it, to get places that you don't know, to develop skills that you didn't already have, you might need to do something unusual and different and difficult, and you might need to push through whatever happens until you get there. So you need to start, but you also need to continue and navigate and negotiate what happens along the way and pay close attention to what happens on your journey.